Hey guys. All right. We're doing our now daily Elephant Live, Facebook Live, since it went so great yesterday. So if you have comments, questions, you can leave them below and I'll see them on our main Facebook page, facebook.com/elephant journal. So this is meant to basically be a mindful offering, not a bunch of BS. So every day we're going to go through sort of mindful tips and tricks for everyday life. And let me position my damn phone. We don't have a holder. This brings new meaning to the word homemade. All right. So yesterday we did this, and it's kind of fun. Let's close that door. Thank you, Bess. And we had 9,000 people or something like that watching live, and we had like almost 200 comments. So that was super fun. And so we're going to do it again. And if it keeps being fun, if you keep finding it interesting or useful, we're going to do it every Monday to Friday, 11 at 11 a.m. MST, Mountain Standard Time. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm trying to block the view of myself. I'm seeing too many of me. It's like an ego nightmare. All right, there we go. So, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. You're probably at work. You're probably doing some random thing if you're not working. Maybe you're a parent. Wherever you are, maybe like me, you have the feeling of chaos in your life sometimes. And that can be hard to negotiate. I know sometimes when things are really chaotic for me, I get really tight in my chest, and I have to almost like swallow back my stress. And that's not necessarily the best way to work with chaos or stress or too many demands on our time. Say we're a parent, or we're a camp instructor, or we're in a busy, chaotic office, or we're a barista. Whatever our situation is, if there's a ton of demands on us, that can be really exhausting, and that can be frustrating, especially if people are kind of throwing their trips at us. So, obviously that exact same circumstance, if you're in a good mood, can be really fun. Like I remember I was a barista in Boston where I went to college, and I probably never had more fun. I was also a bartender at Hasty Pudding Club. I went to Boston University for journalism. But anyway, I never had more fun. I was like in the present moment. It was almost like how people love skiing. You love skiing because you're completely forced to be in the present moment, hopefully. And that's what a lot of us call adrenaline. But the trick is we don't need to be a daring adventure climber or a skiing constantly, or having an orgasm or something like that to be present. We can actually immediately, at any time, in any circumstance, come back to the present moment. There's various tricks to do this from the Buddhist tradition that I grew up in and was taught, thankfully, because I was nuts like most of us. So let me see if I can refresh this. I'm not seeing the questions or comments, if there are any. Here they are. All right. So, I'm seeing a bunch of comments on my phone, but none on Elephant. Whatever. Now I see one from Liz saying, I love working in my garden to stay present. Yeah, I mean, there's scientific studies that there's almost nothing better than getting your hands in the earth and really engaging in something, especially if it's nurturing or constructive like gardening, to bring you back. I took a pottery class a couple years ago because my hands were shaking from too much coffee, and it was the most kind of therapeutic thing, and I got bonus huge coffee mugs out of it that I could do calligraphy and stuff in it. So the Buddhist practice of becoming present, or returning to the present moment, and this is a key point, that we're not trying to always be present. We're not trying to be perfect. You can try that all you want, and it'll never work. What we're trying to do is train our minds and our hearts to come back to the present no matter what's going on. Habitually come back to the present. And the present isn't some mythical enlightenment. It's just the present moment, just as it is. It's no big deal. Interestingly, Jay Ojeda is saying, staying present, I like a long walk, touching trees and plants along the way, listening to the environment. helps to calm me and return me to my center. I mean, that's super helpful. It's also a great like first date tip. If you're nervous on a date, go for a walk together. Go do something together that will force both of you or encourage both of you, to use a more nurturing word, to be present. So the Buddhist practice for coming back to your present, let's say there's tons of stress and you're not in a good mood, you're not enjoying the chaos like I used to with being a barista or a bartender, and you're about to lose your temper or you're just feeling introverted and depleted. So the Buddhist practice is basically take a good posture. We could all do that together, kind of like what Yvonne is saying right now. Focus on my breathing to get centered if I'm nervous. Exactly. So nothing's wrong with being nervous. Nervousness, Trungpa Rinpoche used to say, or fear or excitement, is the feeling of walking into a situation with power. So nervousness is a sign that there is something worthwhile and powerful that's going on. So it's actually great. Like if you're nervous before speaking or nervous before being in a play, that's a great sign. If you're nervous before getting a loan from the bank for your first home, that's a sign that you're entering a situation of power. But how do you handle that nervousness without spinning off and trying to fake it or be aggressive or hide? How do you just open up and relax? So I've been trying to get to this, but there's so much going on, ironically. There's so many comments, which is fun. So leave a comment or a question and I will get to it. Yesterday, I barely discussed our topic because there were so many questions. It was really fun and it was great to connect with you guys. So let's all do this together. So take a good posture. If you're standing, you can stand with a good posture, feel your feet on the ground. If you're sitting, you can kind of get your, wiggle your tush back and forth and ground your tush, your sit bones, as yoga folks would say. And then just lay your hands open, relaxed on your thighs, like in the middle. Like basically, shoulders up, back, down, relax. See where your arms fall. Like this. Just see where they fall and then lift your arm up and put it on your thigh where it naturally falls. Take a good posture, take a deep breath. So you're taking a very good uplifted posture, but then you're relaxing within that so it's not rigid. And then you can close your eyes. This is not a meditation practice, actually. It's sort of a practice you can do at any moment in a chaotic moment. If you're a parent, an entrepreneur, whatever. So feel the ground beneath you. It's soft but solid and nurturing. Feel the sky above you. That's the realm of insight or inspiration. And breathe into both. Breathe and just connect with your breath. Then feel your heart in between the solid, nurturing earth and the limitless sky that extends forever. Feel your heart joining the two, in between the two. Feel your spine. Take a deep breath. In and open your eyes and breathe out. And just enjoy a moment of gap. And that's basically it. It's really simple. So you can try that. It takes 2 seconds. You can do that before any big moment. I wish you luck. That's about it. So I'm hoping there's some questions. We're going to do 20 to 30 minutes every day at 11 MST, Mountain Standard Time, because we're in Boulder, Colorado. Tati, I totally love Elephant. You help me to see the happiness in the world. Thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time to express that. It's important. We talk a lot about happiness. Happiness can be selfish, or happiness can include everything. And Elephant is about a notion of happiness that is truly fulfilling, a happiness that Eleanor Roosevelt might have talked about, a happiness that makes others happy, makes the planet happy, and makes us happy. So in that spirit, I will thank you for reading, because that's the only reason we exist. What is my favorite book of all time? That's a tough question. So I won't answer it because I can't think of my favorite book of all time. But I would recommend a book called Gift from the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. Very few people have read it now. It was the inspiration for my first book, or a partial inspiration for my first book. Gift from the Sea. So check that out. And if you're going to buy it and read it, please don't read the ugly new versions. Read the original version. Go to a used bookshop. You'll find a really beautiful, cool cover and the original illustrations in the book. Gift from the Sea. It's wonderful. If you want to check out my book, you're welcome to. It's on our website, elephantjournal.com/books. And it's about love. All right. In a routine when my stress and anxiety levels are high or unbearable, my PTSD steps in and I immediately start flashing back to Afghanistan. This is from Dallas. I start throwing up barriers, blocking anything in. Where can I go for a safe place to get connected into the present? So that's obviously a really powerful question. And first of all, thank you for your service and thank you for taking that incredible weight on your shoulders. So all humans go through something similar to PTSD. Anyone like yourself who has gone through an incredibly intense, violent, painful, scary situation, who goes through actual PTSD. I mean, first of all, you're dealing with a lot more than most of us ever deal with. So throwing up barriers, blocking anything in, that's natural. You're trying to protect yourself and your heart and your experience and your happiness. Ironically and painfully, as it seems like you're saying or asking, that doesn't really work. It is important to protect yourself and nurture yourself and take care of yourself. There's a Buddhist notion called Maitri, M-A-I-T-R-I. And if you search Maitri, M-A-I-T-R-I, on Elephant Journal, you'll find a lot of blogs and videos about it. So first of all, I'd really get into Maitri, which is basically just taking care of yourself and loving yourself and being willing to go where the scary places are. There's an entire book on that by my, Elephant Journal's patron saint, Pema Chodron, who I mentioned yesterday, called The Places That Scare You. So I would recommend that book and the blogs on Maitri on Elephant Journal. There's blogs with videos by Pema on how to take care of yourself. So first of all, the basic Buddhist trick with this kind of thing, because people have been going through incredibly intense, challenging situations since the dawn of time, is called Tonglen. Tonglen is a meditation practice called sending and taking. So right now you have this intense experience and flashbacks and memories and fear and maybe anger. I can't speak for you, but basically whatever PTSD is, you have that. So instead of trying to block it out, you actually have to meditate for a few minutes, and we'll do a basic meditation practice in a minute. We did one yesterday on the video, which is now on youtube.com/elephantjournal. And you can search meditation on that channel. And so you ground yourself in shamatha meditation, which literally means grounding yourself in the present moment. And then you can do Tonglen, which is exchanging self for other. So Tonglen is the practice. Ego basically wants to push away anything difficult and cling to anything pleasurable. Like you want a soft serve vanilla ice cream cone, but you want to push away, dog poop. Basically like that. So, but our ego extends that to everything. So something like PTSD, we want to push away and, Ben and Jerry's or whatever, you want to cling to it. So we basically have to reverse that process. And why that works is because we then get into true fearlessness, which has something to do with Maitri, again, taking care of yourself, and relaxation and bravery. And obviously you're very brave, and now you have to extend that to your own experience in your heart. Now, to be clear, obviously I have not experienced PTSD and I'm no expert on this. There are blogs on Elephant Journal if you search PTSD by people who have gone through it and who have worked with it in a much more knowledgeable way than I can talk about. So again, thank you. All right, let me refresh. And if you don't get a question answered, just, you can still leave it in the comments and I'll get to it after the video is over. I'm not seeing it refresh, unfortunately. All right, so, wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Do I recommend any type of vitamins to incorporate daily? Yeah, again, more, I'm vegan, so vitamins, supplements can be very important. Obviously, all of you, maybe on Elephant, maybe elsewhere, have read all the getting on our Wi-Fi. Fortunately, I'm on Xfinity. Damn Xfinity. So I take supplements that are recommended. We have blogs on that again on Elephant Journal, like what supplements are good to take. And it's important to know that the supplement industry is not really regulated because the government has been weakened by those who don't believe in government to the point where the FDA or whomever is in charge of vitamins, again, you can read these articles, really isn't checking. So you could be buying basically like dust and paying a lot of money for it. So make sure you're getting a quality vitamin. If you go to a place like Pharmaca, if you go to sort of a hippie pharmacy, they might have some good advice. It's not that you're going to be taking snake oil. You'll be taking the real thing, but they'll have advice on what the real thing is. So we'll put blogs on Maitri, on vitamins, on PTSD in the comment section on this video on facebook.com/elephant journal. So every day when I do this, we'll put comments that connect to what I'm discussing in there. Now I just have to find me. All right. So thank you again, Dallas. Yeah, you bet. Hilda, hey. Hilda has a recommendation for Dallas. Liz, Kat, do I have any routines daily that I do to stay present and not get lost in a busy week? What and when do you make time morning, night? Yeah, well, I discussed this yesterday, but if you have very little time, that's okay. The most powerful times to meditate, if we're talking about meditation, are when you first wake up. Obviously, you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, take a shower, whatever you want, let the dog out, but try to not do too much. If you have children, try to maybe meditate before you get lost in that world, because I know it's demanding. Meditate for 2 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever you need that you can do. Just dedicate the merit of your day to all sentient beings, including yourself, so that your day, just setting the intention of the day, there's nothing hippie about that. It sets your attitude for the entire day, and it's incredibly powerful. And then basically just take a good posture, relax, touch in with your breath, ride your breath in and out like a surfer on a wave. And then if you find yourself, getting lost in your to-do list or your day or your, like last night I was listening to some awesome like heavy metal cover of Simon and Garfunkel, and I was still in my head. So you can label that thinking and then return to your breath. And that trains your mind, Kat, so that all day, whenever you get lost in your busyness or your chaos or your self-concern or your stories about whatever's going on or your happiness, you get overexcited, anything, you can just come back kind of naturally. You don't have to force it. All right. Yeah, so Lindsay, I think, just left a blog about that, the mindful way to start your day. We have a whole blog on that, 5 steps to a mindful morning for a better day. All right. I'm not seeing the comments. It's almost like there's too many comments. Stop having intelligent comments and questions. It's overwhelming the Facebook. They're just a small little grassroots company. They don't have money for all these, fancy servers and stuff. All right. No, we're really enjoying Facebook Live so far. It's a fun way to connect. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the comments populated. All right. Thanks for... Oh, yeah. I've seen all these. There's a million more on my phone. All right. So hot and humid in Amsterdam, from Ida. Going out makes me stressed out and aggressive for no reason. There is a storm predicted later on, but I don't have any idea why it makes me so stressed out. Yeah, heat has all kinds of effects on people. My dog has already been in the little Farmer's Ditch Creek twice today. Number one, forget plastic water bottles, but take like a stainless steel or some sort of permanent to-go thing with cool water. I wouldn't go ice cold because then your body actually has to work harder to deal with that freezingness when you drink it. Go out with some cool water and if you dip your feet and your temples and stuff in cool water, that can help. But obviously there's a long tradition in many cultures of avoiding the hottest part of the day, siesta, whatever it is. So Ada, you're not alone. But try and get near water. Try to stay indoors where it's cool. Try and avoid AC. Swamp coolers are way better. AC almost makes things too cool, so it's even harder to go outside. And ironically, Ada, at least my experience is if I, as people in Boulder unfortunately know, if you just can relax with the sweatiness of heat. It's kind of nice. I bike around in the heat, and it's actually, I wouldn't say it's heaven, but it's you can relax with it. All right, love my hat. Yeah, we just sold out of this hat. It was featured on Bernie Sanders' Facebook page, which was kind of fun. We're going to do a new one for the Trump-Hillary contest. That'll be on elephantjournal.com on our market, I guess. Anyway, you can find market.elephantjournal.com, something like that. I'm obviously not very good at marketing, but you're not here for marketing. Being a 911 dispatcher, I definitely have those moments where I need to take a moment. Great advice. Yeah, Shelly, I have friends who have been EMTs and such, and just nothing can beat taking a deep breath. There's something to be said for the old-fashioned smoke break, which has now been ruined by smartphones. I used to kind of appreciate